Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. Welcome to Eyeshadow Palette Month. Today we're going to be talking about one and done eyeshadows. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Welcome to Eyeshadow Palette Month installment. I don't know how many because I lost count and I'm filming all of these out of order. But yeah, I thought I could sneak in something that isn't necessarily eyeshadow palettes, but that is still eyeshadow palette related because we all know about my love for a good one and done eyeshadow. I just really enjoy something that's just effortless, where I can just pop something all over the lid. And I've done videos like this in the past, so I'll make sure to link you to any other content I've created in the past with one and done shadows, because today I'm going to be showing you some other bits that maybe I haven't showcased a lot, but that I still really enjoy, with some newer one and done shadows that have entered my collection, you could say. If you're unfamiliar with the channel, then hi, my name is Maaike. I live in the Netherlands. I have fair skin with a cool to neutral undertone, and this just greatly influences how I feel about makeup and how things work on me. I've been reviewing makeup for more than a decade. I love eyeshadow palettes, essence and catrice, and getting the use out of my makeup. So if you're here for that, all you need to do is subscribe down below. So a one and done shadow, I think, is a eyeshadow that can be in very many different formats, but all of the ones I have for you here today are singles. So they are all in a little compact. I could have selected them from my single pan eyeshadow collection because I have those as well. I could have selected them from palettes as well, because that's of course an option. So you're gonna find these in many different ways. These are just things where I feel like if you're someone who doesn't like to do a lot of makeup and you don't want an entire palette and you just want that one eyeshadow that can just do it all, then these would be my picks. These are my current recommendations of formulas and shades that I just really enjoy. So the first eyeshadow I want to share with you is an eyeshadow that is on my eyes today. I use it in the look I did today. It's the little bit of teal eyeliner that you can see on the bottom and top of my lashes. And it's a Kiko Watershadow. Now this shade in particular isn't the best like one and done. It's shade 213 because it's a teal. And who's going to wear this sort of like shimmering teal all over? I definitely would at some point in time, but it's not something that I would whack on the daily for sure. But I really like it for that accent, that little pop of color without it overtaking a look. And I think that that's still a great one and done eyeshadow, because maybe if you have already a neutral palette and you just want that little bit of extra oomph, but you don't want to go in with like a full-on colorful palette, or maybe you're just not that good at liquid liner like I am, then eyeshadow is a great way to add a little bit of color to a look without overdoing it. You get a lot more control. This is a lot easier to remove if you do make a mistake. If you're trying to do like a mini baby wing like I did today, and this is just really lovely. But I definitely want to shout out a shade that I ended up decluttering because I wasn't using it enough, but I saw it again the other day in store and I was like, oh, you're so pretty. But they have a couple of really good taupey shades in this line. And the one I used to have that I liked was, I believe, called Rosy Taupe. 228, I believe, is the number of it. And it's really stunning. And this is a really lovely one and done formula. That's the reason why I wanted to shout this one out, is because this formula, once you start blending, yes, it is a shimmer formula, but once you start blending it out, it can look a little bit more matte depending on what brushes you use and where you place it on the eye. This is a very dimensional eyeshadow that can really look differently depending on where you put it on the lid. And that to me is a one and done shadow, and this entire line has that quality, so you can just buy one of these or maybe two in the shades that appeal to you the most. And I just thought it was good to show you that they also do some more colorful things as well. So if you're a lover of color and you also love one and done eyeshadow, then maybe have a look at these Kiko water shadows because they do some stunning things. Sticking with like potted powder kind of textures first, I'm not entirely sure whether this next one is supposed to be a powder or a cream, because it does come in a little pot that you would expect a cream to come in. But when you touch these Victoria Beckham lid lusters, they definitely feel like a powder shadow. Mink is my favorite one. I also have Onyx, and I would like to get every single shade, but these are quite expensive. But this is just so stunning. This is so, like, this is what I mean with it having like that little lid. But this is such a good, like, cool toned, darker brownie taupe. It works stunning. This is definitely for the more glam moments, but you can really sheer it out if you use a light hand. If you use a very fluffy brush, you can really buff it into the crease. And you can very easily use this as liner, intensify it on the bottom lash line as well. This is such a good versatile eyeshadow formula. Again, comes in a range of shades. They do a really, really stunning blue. That may be the next one I want to get from this line. This one I did purchase with my own money, but because I reviewed this and the brand saw it, they ended up sending me a lot of things. So I did get another shade of this in the shade Onyx, which is this really nice charcoal blackish gray. Really stunning as well. But yeah, I would like to get some more of these because this, I fell in love with the brand because they do stunning packaging and they do some really lovely things, but it's just, it's heaven in an eyeshadow. And where would we be talking about One and Done shadows without talking about something that K-Beauty has to offer? Because K-Beauty is all about the one and Done shadow life. A lot of their palettes are very matte heavy, and it's just about that wash of color all over the lid and a bit of added sparkle. And the sparkle is where it's at when it comes to K-Beauty for me. And I've just recently discovered this Clavu Urban Pearlization Sparkle eyeshadow in the shade Glam Brown. This is so pretty. It's got that glass-like finish, but because it does have that deeper base, you can buff this into the crease and it will still look dimensional and it doesn't look like you've just put sparkle all over the lid. The sparkle in this doesn't go anywhere. It's not like glittery, doesn't fall down your cheeks. This stays together. It's a very a very strange formula in that sense, and I've never used anything like it. This retails for just a couple of euros on YESSTYLE, and it feels like such a high-end product. The packaging doesn't, but the shadow itself definitely does. This is so, so stunning, and I really, really adore it. They have a couple of shades in this line, but K-Beauty brands in general, if you don't look at their palettes, what they have on offer there, but you look more so into their single shadows that come in a pot, lots of glittery, shimmery, things that you can just dust over a look or that you can wear by itself for that whimsical, ethereal moment. So if that's something you enjoy as well, then definitely check out some K-Beauty, but this Clavu, I just adore. But I think it doesn't get more perfect than a One and Done cream shadow. And I've got two options here that are in these pots. This is by Mina. This is the 963 24-hour cream shadow. And this shade, oh my word, this is so, so stunning. It's like a deeper plummy mauve, but it's got a bit of taupe as well. It's a bit of a strange formula though. It's quite thick, but it does sheer out really beautifully. I do recommend picking this up with your fingers and then buffing it all over the lid, and you can definitely go in with little layers. I wore this the other day underneath the eyeshadow that I will be showing you in a minute, but you can very easily just layer this a little bit on your lid, work it in with a brush all the way into the crease, and keep building it on the lid, and then you can get this really gradient smoky eye. This works on the lower lash line as well, and the wear time on this is phenomenal because you only have a few minutes to play with this, so I would definitely recommend going one eye first and then the other, because this sets down and then it won't budge. It will go nowhere. So if you're looking for something very long lasting and also an eyeshadow that you can very easily use as a base underneath something that's perhaps a bit more sparkly or to deepen things up, then I think the Mina cream shadows are really, really lovely. And I think this shade is a great One and Done. So the shade I paired it with is a shade from REM. And I know that REM Beauty, so the Ariana Grande brand, is one that sort of gets a lot of hit and miss reviews. It seems to be very popular with like younger teenager girls, at least that's what I've seen at Sephora. Like all the young teenage girls flock to Rare Beauty and REM, it seems. And they do, of course, a liquid eyeshadow called Fembot that went viral earlier in the year. So it was sold out when I spotted this brand in Paris. But they had this. And this is their cream eyeshadow. I can't read the name here, of course. In the shade Affirmation. And I'll try and show you what this looks like. And this is the reason why I paired it with the Mina eyeshadow. Because this is very dimensional shimmer. It's like this very light mauve purple, and it's got the weirdest like jelly texture. This tends to dry out really quickly though, so I have only used this like once so far, and when I open it again after initially swatching it, I noticed that the top was already a little bit dry, but the wet stuff is underneath it, so if you stir it back up, it will revive itself, and I'm pretty sure that with Duraline you can make this work forever. You can just stick your finger in, tap it all over. It looks super shimmery and dimensional, and again, for that very whimsical outer space kind of moment, I think this looks really stunning. I hadn't expected it. I only bought 1 or 2 things from REM Beauty just to give them a try, but this is a vibe, and I'm here for it. Not great with a brush at all. It doesn't really do much with a brush, but with fingers, this looks stunning. More creamy liquid things then as well, and one that I have been raving about ever since it launched earlier in the year is the Essence Luminous Eye Tint in the shade Shimmering Taupe. We all know I love a taupe, but this is so good. You just have to be very careful with this one. If you apply too much of this, it will not settle down, and it's gonna get in all of your creases, and it's not gonna look nice. With this, I recommend just dotting 1 dot in the middle of your lid, and then tapping it in with a finger, wait for it to set, and then you can layer it up. That's the only way it works, and try to not get this anywhere too close to your lashes, because it's gonna sting. I tried using this on my bottom lashes and it wasn't good. So I try to not stick it anywhere here near your tear duct or over here towards the outer edge of your eye. It's definitely more of like a lid kind of situation. But this again, because it has that slightly deeper base to it, but then a very high shine metallic finish, it just does so much, and you can buff this one out with a stiffer brush. That's really good with especially if you have like a synthetic brush that has like a more of a dome to it, you can really buff it out in the edges and it looks really, really stunning. I took this with me when I went to Paris. This was the only thing I wore for both days that I was gone, and it was lovely. In a very similar vein, the Glossier, what is this called? The Lit Star in the shade Fawn. This is so, so pretty. It's a little sheerer than I feel the Essence is. So Glossier is of course about the whole like undone, I'm not wearing any makeup, but yet I'm still wearing makeup kind of aesthetic. So this is not going to be super impactful or anything. But this Fawn shade is just so pretty. It's a bit more mauve than it is taupe, and it has this really nice small applicator. You can really get into like the inner corner of your eye with this as well. Really lovely. This didn't give me any eye irritation, so I can wear this on the lower lash line. I can do a full eye look with this, and it looks stunning. I think I filmed a short with this as well. I did an entire short series in January where I showed you 31 eyeshadows in like One and Done, and some of them I already owned at the time, this one, but not all of them. So I don't have shorts for all of these, but if you want to see me apply One and Done shadows and you can see all the different techniques, then I can link you to that short series as well. Another liquid shadow that was featured in that short series is by an RMS Beauty. This is one of their eye lights, and this is in the shade Strobe. This so pretty, and it was not something I picked up because I wanted to. I really wanted their what's it called again, the Living Luminizer. That was the product I was after, and when I was in Paris last summer, so not May but summer last year, I picked up a little kit that had the Living Luminizer in this and a mascara, and I didn't know this product existed. It wasn't something that was on my wish list, but it was in that little kit. The little kit was about as expensive as just the Living Luminizer by itself. So I was like, might as well try it. Who knows? And this is so pretty. It's in the shade Strobe. Not sure if I already said it. And this is again that taupe, mauve, sort of very ethereal looking shimmer, and just this all over the lid. It's all you need to create an entire makeup look, and I really rate this very highly. I've seen Sephora do some more kits where they put this one in, so either with the Living Luminizer or with the mascara that I also have. But yeah, that kit with the 3 products I haven't been able to find anywhere anymore, but I thought it was a really good deal, and this product I like even better than the Living Luminizer. I like that one too, but this, if you buy just one RMS Beauty product, make it this one. And then the final two one and done eyeshadows I want to share with you are eyeshadow sticks, because I think an eyeshadow stick, especially if you're traveling, are perhaps the easiest thing to use. It doesn't get messy. It doesn't, it doesn't take up a lot of room in a makeup bag. So eyeshadow sticks like this can just really work very well. The Catrice Aloe Vera eyeshadow stick. I don't know if this is still available, but this shade in lavender brown, it's a cool tone brown with a hint of purple running through it. It's really, really stunning. And this can be used all over the lid. Again, I just draw it on like a crayon, and then I just blend it with fingers or with a brush. Works really well. And this also works on the lower lash line. It works so well. It's got a little bit of depth, one that you can build up or really sheer out. And it just looks beautiful every single time. I think I also put this in my shorts overview. But if you're looking for good eyeshadow sticks, all you need to do is go to Kiko. The Kiko eyeshadow sticks I've raved about for such a long time. It's the only eyeshadow stick I really buy. I sometimes try them from other brands and I'm like, yeah, it's nice, but it's not Kiko nice. My theory, Kiko eyeshadow sticks are made in the same factory as the Laura Mercier caviar sticks, because Kiko is made in Italy and Laura Mercier is made in Italy as well. So it may be a similar formula. They do these in a whole host of shades. However, a lot of the shades I have been discontinued, but they do bring them back from time to time in a slightly different rendition. This is shade 46, which I believe is something like holographic mauve or something. It is a really interesting shade. It's almost like a multi-chrome, but not quite. It has that mauvey, plummy sort of undertone, and then it seems to have like a bit of a green and purpley pink sort of shimmer with a bit of gold. This looks very dimensional on the eyes. Really, really stunning. This also comes in a host of matte shades, if that's what you're after. They even do a skin tone shade that you can use as an eyeshadow base. So this is a very versatile product. This goes on sale all the time. If you have a few of these, you can pretty much do anything an eyeshadow palette might be able to do. And this shade is definitely something else. I hope they still do it. It's shade 46. Kiko doesn't put names on their products, so I just have the number here. But yeah, Kiko's eyeshadow stick in 46 is something special for sure. So that's it. Those are all of the one and done eyeshadows that I wanted to recommend in this video today. As a reminder, I just want to point out that I will have a lot of links down below to that short series that I mentioned, but also some of the other one and done eyeshadow series that I've done before. And of course there are going to be one and done eyeshadows in palettes, and then maybe if you have like single pans as well, you're going to find tons of them. These aren't just it. I don't recommend you going out and buying these products, but these are things that are either long-standing favorites in my makeup collection and that I've just bought new shades from, or like formulas that I know and I love, or they are newer things that I've tried that I haven't featured in a video like this before. So I thought it was time for an update. I hope you really enjoyed today's video. Thumbs it up if you like it. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more by me. I make several videos every single week. We're still in the midst of eyeshadow palette month, which means I'm doing an extra video on Saturdays. And we're talking about nothing but eyeshadow palettes, which is one of my favorite topics to talk about. And I know it's a lot of your favorite topics as well. So I hope you're here for it. Subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.